Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As you probably know, these weasels organized a so-called peace conference in Jeddah. Is that how we call it? Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, legitimizing actually Mohammed bin Salman's position as a world leader after being considered a criminal and a murderer and all that by the Americans through CIA's reports and by Joe Biden. Now he gets to organize a peace process of Ukraine or on Ukraine, and obviously participate at most weasel countries that are part of US's plantation, plus India, China, Brazil. So there were some countries from, I think, Brazil as well, yes, and participated over there to discuss a peace process without the both parties. They discussed with the Ukrainians, but the Russians were not invited. Doesn't matter, because the Russians will do whatever they want anyway. So, as they already said, we're going to continue to do whatever we want, and we're not going to take into consideration whatever you say. That's per Medvedev, by the way. So what happened after that? Lavrov, the foreign minister of the Russian Federation, had a little conversation within 24 hours of this little summit or meeting concluding with Wang Wei. He is the foreign minister of China. So they discussed certain things, and their their statements are a little bit different, coming, from the foreign ministry of Russia and the Chinese foreign ministry, which is the Russians say that China and Russia agree that the West's policy towards them is a confrontational and it's unacceptable. The Chinese said that we're going to continue being impartial and support the peace plan, not the Ukrainian necessary. They will continue being impartial and look at this peace process, and they will bring their support. So let's see in this article what Lavrov has to say. So Russia, China say West confrontational policy is unacceptable. So both of them supposedly say that, which is bad, because that tells us we speak in one term, with one mouth here. Russia's foreign minister Sergei Lavrov spoke with his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi over the phone, during which they agreed that the Western alliance's combative stance on Russia and China was not acceptable, according to Russia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. If something is unacceptable, that means you're going to react, correct? Unless they change it into an acceptable behavior. In addition to discussion of a range of current international issues, the pair noted, and I'm quoting, the general unacceptability of the Western bloc's confrontational policy towards Russia and China, end quote. The Russian ministry said Monday in a Twitter post, apparently drawing equivalence between the global condemnation, no, it was not a global, it's about 40 countries, of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and the differences Western countries have with China. So it's clear, it's one club, which is the US plantation. They consider it the West, but it's not the West. Not everybody wants to go that way, but they have to. So anyway, when I say not the global condemnation, is because the global meaning, 100%, 90%. Anyway, Beijing recounting of the substance of the call, however, was somewhat different, saying only that it had assured Moscow that China's position on the Ukraine war was that it would continue to, and I'm quoting, uphold an independent and impartial stance. And I'm quoting, Wang Yi emphasized that on the Ukrainian crisis, China will uphold an independent and impartial stance, make an objective and rational voice, actively promote peace talks, and seek a political solution on any international multilateral occasion. End quote. China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a news release. The statement added that Lavrov had told Wang So the statement added that Lavrov had told Wang said that Russia endorsed China's plan for a political settlement of the conflict and I'm quoting, appreciated and welcomed China's constructive role, end quote. This is Wang Yi. Beijing put forward a 12-point peace plan in February to coincide with the first anniversary of Russian invasion, but Zelensky said, no, it's only ours that works. That's how it is. So it's the broker, the Saudi Arabia Peace Forum that I was telling you about, and attended by 40 countries. That is not 195. I think that's the current number of the total number of the countries on this planet. But 40, it's what? 20%? About, let's say, including Ukraine, the United States, Britain, and 16 European Union member nations. But the Russia declined. But that Russia declined to take part of it, that's a lie. Russia was not invited. Who the hell is this? Paul Godfrey, make up your mind. They were not invited purposely. They declined. The Saudi Ministry of Foreign, that's a lie right here. The Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs said participants had agreed on the importance of keeping international consultations and exchange of views and opinions, blah, blah, blah. So let's see. Let's see if Russia was invited or not, right? All right, I just did Russia not invited at Saudi Arabia peace, and here what I got. Saudi Arabia will host talks about Ukraine's peace plan. Okay, Russia isn't invited, NPR organization. You see this? August 5. Saudi Arabia is hosting a peace conference. Russia isn't invited. You go here, LA Times, Russia not invited. Blast Saudi Arabia talks on ending war. Washington Post, the same. If I go right here, it was, that doesn't say on that, I don't want to get in them, but right here, Deutsche Welle, I'm guessing. Russia left out of Saudi peace talks on Ukraine, Deutsche Welle. So, what did they say? The guy lied, or maybe he's uninformed, so he's either disinformation or misinformation. Misinformation, he doesn't know what he's talking about, misinformation, doesn't know what he's talking about. Disinformation is, he knows, but he is using that. So regardless, the point is Russia and China continue the path of a, I don't know, unsigned alliance, and they consider, or they don't consider the Western's confrontational behavior as unacceptable, according to Russians. Something that should be taken in consideration. And I'm pretty sure once the Americans are going to push forward with their Taiwan BS, or with South Korea BS, or with Japan's BS, I'm pretty sure that China will come forward, which it already did, and says that these guys are provoking us, which, look where the United States is doing in China's neighborhood, or Japan's neighborhood. But hey, they are always defending the truth and love and happiness. So China and Russia are still together after this, and I didn't expect otherwise anyway. Sometimes you want to flood the meetings, so you don't come with a common statement or anything like that. So you have an organization, or you got a meeting, and you invite only your weasels. You're gonna come with a statement and say, "Hey, the world." Remember how they said about the world opinion, the world, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and you have what? 35 states. The rest were from BRICS and others that did not have anything to do with that. Not anything to do with that, because this is a global situation. But they are, not much of Africa, not much of South America, not much of Asia. So basically a few European countries, United States and its weasels, and the other guys showing up because they are important. But they all knew nothing will come out of that. This is just a smoke screen for us to say, oh yeah, those condemn. Imagine that you have a neighborhood, let's say you have 200 houses, 200 households in this neighborhood, and you got 40 going and having a meeting, 40 out of 200, and they say, well, we condemn this and condemn them. You're 40. You're a very small minority if you take it that way. As I said, 20-some%, not even 25. So 20%. 20 some, 21, 20, around that area. So would you consider that? Well, it's something, but really, where is the 80% or 78, 17? So the same here. Yeah, it's something over there, but the rest is like, pop, 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 pop. Go ahead, do your own little thing. So you want to participate in meetings like this, so you go over there and say, no, I disagree with that, and you'll be the opposition over there. And they can't convince you, therefore, that's all gonna stall. That's how you flood sometimes some meetings or some committees with your people, and your people will destroy everything over there. Will not allow that committee to really reach its goal. But in this case, you don't invite the Russians. This is I don't even know. This was a BS public relations stunt. You invite countries, but you don't invite Russia. Okay, just to show idiots, hey, and then turn it and twist it. Hey, it was an international summit, and besides, I don't know, Mohammed bin Salman. So now he's a good guy now. I mean, he was the bad guy before. What, Sullivan visited him about, 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, and all of a sudden, pop, the summit came out of nowhere, and he's right now in charge of everybody and everything. What's going on here? Well, you know what's going on. There's a club, and the club tries to get power over the entire beautiful planet that we have. No, this is a conspiracy theory, right? Well, the actions try to actually confirm this kind of assessments. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.